all too fun.
Oh shit!
Thought you'd just slip out before dinner was done?
Shit! Ah, it's rude!
Horror fans rejoice. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is available and ready to relieve your bladder of its contents. Personally, I'm a huge horror fan, and I had my eye on this game since it was first announced. Developed by Capcom, Resident Evil 7 is a glorious return to the survival horror genre for the Resident Evil franchise that has been recently criticized by fans in the last few installments for being largely action-based and lacking in any kind of compelling story. In Resident Evil 7, you switch between a few characters, but you're primarily in the shoes of Ethan, who has received a distressing email from his wife that was believed to be dead for the last 3 years. His rescue mission leads him to the Dulvey Plantation in Louisiana, where he meets the Bakers, a disturbing rabble of avid people eaters. Naturally, Ethan scrambles to find his wife and get out of Louisiana in one piece. Easier said than done.
What are you doing?
Fucking hurt!
Good thing I'm only hands. You can't hurt me. Oh, good lord. No!
See what you feel.
Just cut off my hand.
Must contain outbreak. Gonna break. I promise. Must burn it all down.
They start you the game with one fucking hand? Hey, come back here. Does this mean we're getting a divorce? Baby?
Capcom's decision to make Resident Evil 7 playable in VR was a fantastic decision. Over the years, I've become nullified to the horror genre, and VR has allowed me to once again experience true dread. Resident Evil 7 genuinely made me feel horrified.
Fuck off. Oh, shit. Like this. Oh my fucking god! Ah! Ah! Get the...
Disgusted,
How do our people live like this? It's disgusting.
and severely creeped out.
Over here, Mommy.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, what the fuck is this?
I've heard some critics claim that the experience isn't as strong when playing in VR because the graphics aren't as good as the standard version. Yes, the graphics aren't as good, but I fail to see how you're telling anyone anything new. We already knew the graphics were somewhat handicapped in VR, but VR is something the 2D will just never achieve. Immersion. Are you really going to tell me that because of a little pixelation, you were able to brush off the sight of spiders attacking you in unison?
Oh, what the fuck? Ah! Ah!
Resident Evil 7 is fucking scary. Do yourself a favor and play it in VR first. Graphics will always end up looking dated as technology gets better anyway, but we all know that the first time we experience a story is always the most memorable. And the story in Resident Evil 7 is easily the most memorable part. I found its secrets compelling, but I was a little disappointed to see so many parallels from Resident Evil 7's story to the original Resident Evil released back in 1996, after my early assumptions that Resident Evil 7 was offering an entirely new storyline for the franchise. But don't worry, I won't spoil those here. Its characters all felt real, and its well-written dialogue allow your imaginations to fill in the gaps to their backstories. This all plays a big part in the overall immersion of the experience. In fact, if there's anything that takes me out of the immersion, it's some of the odd choices that were made regarding the AI characters you'll meet. You will be completely invisible to your enemies when you walk out of their designated territories or into safe rooms. In some cases, they will immediately stop their pursuit and turn back in an unexplained defeat. Doors are danger erasers, and will reset the almost certain doom at your heels and cause persistent AI to forget that they ever saw you.
You'll have to do better than that, boy.
Can you please just leave so I get the fucking shotgun?
I wonder if games like Alien Isolation or Haunting Grounds, with similar invulnerable enemies that cause the player to repeatedly flee upon sight, could have given Capcom a few pointers on how to achieve this playstyle a little better. At times I was taken back by some of your enemies' unexplained abilities to warp around the map to their benefit, often causing unfair struggles. When I had to sneak by to collect some items, and I can't help but wonder if this was done to lengthen the overall playtime, as Resident Evil 7 is easily worth your money, but like many VR titles, it's shorter than most single-player games. No game is perfect, and Resident Evil 7 is no exception, but I'll remember my time with it, which is especially easy after playing it in VR. It offers fans of the original Resident Evils one of the best titles in the survival horror genre in a long time. And its later half also has something to offer fans of the more action-packed entries to the Resident Evil franchise, such as Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5. All without being too over the top to turn off anybody that preferred the psychological dread in the first half. Throughout its entire 10 to 12 hour journey, I was rarely allowed to reserve ammunition or stockpile first aid. It was one of the most balanced games in terms of dispensing items I've ever played. This kept the difficulty consistent, with the constant immediate need to use my tools to get through each obstacle. Resident Evil 7 is a must-own for all horror fans, especially those who own a PlayStation VR. Pick it up today because Obsessor is giving Resident Evil 7 Biohazard an 8.5 out of 10.
Welcome to the family, son.
Oh shit! As usual, you like this video, please like and subscribe for more content in the future. Obsessor out.